Thank you.
Now, we're being photographed by this handsome gentleman over there.
Hello.
And you know, it's interesting. It's been quite a journey, isn't it?
It certainly has.
In the journey, in terms of how we progress. I've known you for a few years now, and just you know, we finished the upper arch. I want you to tell me what you think of this picture of you. How do you feel?
My goodness, it's amazing. It really is amazing. I cannot believe the amount of work that you did, and just how it's hard to put into words, but it's really amazing how it was such a gigantic task that you made it so simple.
And was there a lot of discomfort during that time?
Oh no, that's my point. It was so simple, but that's
that's good.
you know, honestly.
I mean, you're a good patient. I mean, we had no really facial injection. It's like
No, I couldn't believe that. You know, the number of teeth to be prepped, and yet no injections, no pain, no discomfort, and no downtime. You know?
no downtime.
And from a woman's point of view, really, not having to go out there looking completely different in the in-between stages is amazing.
It's amazing.
You know,
It's all about the comfort and the confidence in between, isn't
I
it?
know,
It's very important.
I couldn't believe it. It was, you know, I expected it to take a lot longer, and it seemed like one moment I was having my pets, and the next moment, well, you know, here I am. Yeah.
Very well. Interesting. I'm just going to go back to the images we had before. That was before. Don't worry. That was before when you first presented, right?
Oh my goodness.
And I want you to know that it wasn't just a smile we fixed, but what do you think the difference?
Oh yes, definitely.
How do you feel in terms of the facial lines?
Did you give me a mini facelift when I wasn't looking, huh?
Oh, that's perfect. I mean,
was there a Botox injection in there?
no injections, no injections. I'm just going to ask you, have a look at that one bit more today.
Yeah.
I'd just like to see from here. What
The
is
shape of the mouth is
it's so
different,
different, isn't it? It's so different.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so different. I mean, what else do you see here? Can you see, for instance, that's less obvious, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
that's less
definitely.
obvious.
Yeah.
That's
I think sort of like the pout, if that's the
the
right word.
pout, that's right. That's
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
I think it's much better. I'm just looking at it from this angle there. It's quite good. Quite good.
That's amazing.
And you can see there's less lines. I mean, I think your nose is a lot sharper. In a
Yes.
sense.
No, I know, but
Have you noticed that? Your
wouldn't
nose is a
think-
lot sharper.
That's right. You wouldn't think that it would change so much in your facial expressions.
That's right, because just if you open up the arch, it's really improved the whole
Yes,
angle.
but more importantly, what I've noticed with myself is that I had some quirky facial movements
Right.
prior.
Yeah.
Maybe to justify, I don't know, maybe there were subconscious little quirky ways of smiling where my mouth would go a particular juice.
And you're in a public eye all the time too.
Well, that's right, exactly.
Let's go next one. That was the diagnosis. When we did the first diagnosis in
That's my
mock-up field,
point, I know. To be able to go out there when you're having major
well,
work done and not to look like you are having major work done. I think
it's important.
if a lot of people realize that they could do major work and yet go out and look like that.
It's not bad.
Ah,
That's the most important part. So that guides the whole change. And from here, we're to there. Makes such a huge difference.
Sure does.
Improve the arch form, improve a lot of things there. Okay? The whole range of the teeth. See, I feel the way we design your smile is that those teeth belong to you.
Yes. I think that was possibly one of my greatest fears, that I would look like, you know, because I have such a broad smile, I was frightened that I would look like I had just had
dentistry done.
Dentistry done, yes. And that I would go out there and look like a shark, if you like.
Exactly.
But really, I mean, they are just so, they're my teeth.
How do you feel when you see those people, men or women, with dentistry done, and it looks so fake? How do you feel about that? It looks so fake.
I know. Well, that was, see, initially, no offense to you, but
Yeah.
I obviously had seen before and afters.
Yeah.
But, you sort of really want to relate that to yourself. It's
Yeah.
not the same. And I thought, oh my goodness, am I going to come out like some American celebrity, where they have no definition. See, that each tooth, it's as if you designed each
With a
tooth.
personality. Each
With
tooth has a personality.
Exactly, each tooth has a personality.
There's a science behind this. There were two really great Americans back in the 1950s who actually talked about teeth and personality. Called Thrush and Fisher. Those two
Well, I
authors.
tell you what, I mean, they're amazing, absolutely.
It looks so
amazing.
good. I sort of, to me as a specialist, I enjoy designing that I can keep looking at it all the time. And that it's like a painting, it looks good, And this is diagnostic. This is before we did it start anything. This is like before we did anything in diagnosis, how you look. And based on that, we decided the trick before. Okay, that's important. Let's go next one. I mean, tell me about this picture when we saw it. This is before the trip.
Yeah.
Tell me about this picture. What is about this picture that you didn't like?
Well, I think it was the spacing in between the teeth.
Right, the space. Just show me. Show me exactly.
Yeah, see how you can sort of see, no matter how, and I am pretty pedantic about my teeth, I see the hygienist all the time.
Of course.
But nevertheless, there was a lot of spacing in between the teeth.
Yeah.
They just didn't look, I think that when I smile, people tend to concentrate on the gaps.
They do.
More so than,
They do.
and
Generally, you have beautiful facial features.
it
And
looked,
teeth didn't complement. That's
no,
what I
it looked as if my gums were receding.
thought. Yeah.
Which in a funny sort of way makes you, it's associated with the aging process.
Aging is a number, you and I know.
Yeah,
Okay? Chronological age is very different to biological age.
yeah.
On a lot of young people in their 20s that look like they should be 80s of age, but a lot of 80, 90-year-olds who are almost like in their teens. It's how they feel and how they look at life. That's really important in my opinion. But I think looking at those, not only the teeth didn't, it gave that.
They weren't uniform
Tired,
really, the
well,
colour wasn't
yeah.
uniform,
And,
the gaps.
yeah. And you look tired there,
Yeah.
different times. Let's go next one. This was the diagnostic, so we did a little mock-up to see how you look.
Yeah,
Okay, and on the right was the final effect. It's how you change, that's not really.
oh, definitely,
How you change.
definitely, and the shape of the teeth, it looked as if the bottom,
Yeah.
to be honest, your photography is quite good because they were really, in real life, they were a little bit worse than that. I think you made them look a little bit better than they
I think we
actually
should think
were.
about this one, right?
They were. Because, just the other side, especially even more pronounced.
Yeah.
Next to the two front ones on that side, there was a really quite a.
You see, did you also notice that how we build your smile line to improve the lip line? Okay, so
Yes.
the lips dropping and
Yes.
smiles up, so we improve that.
That's true. Yeah. See how that's
It
the
flows,
quirkiness
yeah.
that I was telling you about.
And it flows.
I sort of smile with a funny, and it would leave on one,
That's right.
excuse me, on one side only. Whereas here,
It
look how
flows.
uniform it is.
Exactly. I mean, we didn't actually smile a particular way. We just smiled and took a photo.
No, that's right.
That looks really good. Just show me about that one particularly.
Uniformity
yeah,
of the lips,
yeah.
see, compared to,
That one, interesting,
yeah,
huh?
see how that used to go up?
Yeah, and you can see it on the profile picture. I'll show you in a minute. Let's just go next one here. This is before. This is a before. Okay? This is not diagnosed before we started. And this is final. Tell me about the difference. You can tell
Oh,
can't
no,
you?
definitely.
I mean, this is like a full smile, right?
The lips.
The lips.
More,
Look at the sharpness of the nose. See? Look at the sharpness of the nose. Nose is sharper. The whole lines are more definite. And again, this is less obvious.
Yeah.
The grooves are less obvious. Lips are very defined. And this is what dentistry does. Dentistry changes the whole profile.
Oh.
You know?
Honestly, you're preaching to the converted. You really are, believe me.
I mean, I like what I see. I love what I see. Let's go next one here. Next one. Here, this is the angle.
Oh, I look sad.
No, but this is the lips, you see. I want to look at the lips, you see. It's the lips. But that's fine. I mean, what do you see here? Look,
Oh,
look,
definitely.
I mean, it's a slightly different
Yes.
angles.
No,
But-
I know,
But
but
look at the sharpness of the nose,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the lips.
yes.
I mean, I know you've got a lipstick here. You also have a lipstick
No,
there.
that's right, but I'm, you know, maybe others can't tell as much, but I can, definitely, yeah. It's given it more
So different.
definition, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think so.
Can you
As I
see clearly there? Looks good, doesn't it? Huh?
said, yeah.
I'll just look at it from here. Yeah. Say a few words just so I keep going. I'm just looking at it.
Forever
Okay.
grateful.
That's right. Yeah. That looks fantastic.
It does, doesn't it? It
It
really
looks
is.
fantastic from here.
Gosh, I can't thank you enough, I really
Oh,
can't.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I'm just going to keep going. Let's go to the next one. Now this is
my
the
favourite.
look. I love that look. And all that. This is the first time we
see,
started.
That's what I was telling you.
Yeah, here we go.
About the quirkiness in the smile,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, I don't know.
So what happens is your midline, you see, before, there's a lot of, so what's happened, dentistry was done before prior treatment.
Oh, yeah.
And they all did their best. But overall, it wasn't like it was like a paragraph, wasn't a concerto, right? It wasn't a symphony. And we had to change the whole appearance of it. That will change the whole look. And that's where, experience and time comes in.
Oh,
And if you look at the midline, there's so many things to be done here. But
but you did it so effortlessly. That's what I mean. It's like when you look at that and you think, my goodness, I'm going to have to design each one of those teeth. It's going to take months and months and
to do.
agonizing hours in the chair and going home toothless or something, you know. It wasn't the case at all. Not at all. I mean, 1 minute,
Okay,
Like
let's do the
that.
next one. What do you expect this
and
one
the
to
next
do now?
minute.
Wow.
How good is that?
Well, tell me more about that one.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what can I say? Symmetry.
Symmetry.
Symmetry. I think that's, and do you see what I mean about the gap? Well, obviously you do. The gaps,
Yeah.
and that crooked, a little, but that's habit, which
Right.
I'm very conscious about now. But it stopped almost immediately. But, I've just got to, I don't know, I don't know why that was happening, but I think as you said, because so much work had been done in the past by different people, and with that came good, mediocre, bad.
Tell me, why would you need a specialist?
Oh,
What's the difference?
my goodness, it's like going to Bunnings and buying paint and doing it yourself, or asking Picasso to do it. I think that's really, that's the role. You cannot be professional, you really can't.
Takes time.
I mean,
Good dentistry.
oh, goodness. Rembrandt perhaps?
Listen, I'm amazed how much it is.
No,
I know we did the work. I mean, Harry did a great job. So you've got more than one Harry, I think.
Harry. Oh, Harry.
Did
Well,
one.
but this is my point also, and I really want to emphasize this to you. You have such an oiled machine running here. You really do. Everyone is so professional, so caring. I felt as if I was the only patient that day. And I know that I wasn't, but I felt that way. The time, attention that you gave me and everyone else, that's hard to put into words, how one feels. You know, I felt really damn special, and I'm sure you have bigger clients than myself, but
You are special.
every day that I came here, I felt as if I was your only patient. And you made a point, as you said before, of introducing me to Harry. And he equally as professional as you. And the work that he did, well, it's as if, it's like a hand in glove. It really is. You know, I'm sure you couldn't do what you do if you didn't have that support system behind you. It would have been impossible.
100%. We've been together for like more than 25 years now. And we've designed and built some of the most beautiful smiles for who's who in Australia.
Oh, there you have.
And who's who in the world. Like, we don't make a big publicity out of that.
No, to be honest, I couldn't believe how humble and, no offense, but he just, not unassuming, but just so humble. Humble is a good word to use to describe Harry, and yet he does magic.
Very good job.
Magic,
Fantastic job. Fantastic job. And
yes, you do, Harry.
he would love to hear this. He's too, Harry is really modest.
I know he
He's
is.
extremely modest and drives me crazy sometimes, but then again, that's Harry. We know Harry. Now let's go next one here. This is before. Look at the lips, what do you think?
Oh, definitely. Yes. Yes. See, that's the Botox that you gave me.
You know, I don't like giving Botox. Yeah.
No, it is.
Look at the difference. I mean,
See the face is sort of,
yeah.
see that?
See, the arch, the position of the arch,
Yeah.
that we've created is really improved. See, that's improved. That's improved. It's feminized, you know. It's sort of petite.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm wearing the same color lipstick.
Exactly. It makes it more petite. Let's go next one. This is the initial presentation. Look at the angle. And look at the angle. Okay, now this is where you see the nose. Look at how sharp the nose is. I think I hate
Actually, I'm amazed that you're able to take before and afters that look.
That's
You know, the before and afters that you see in the magazines, they're always looking like, you know, they've touched themselves.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no touch-ups here.
But there's no touch-ups.
No.
I know, I remember this
Yeah.
day.
We took them together.
I do.
And,
Yes, I remember it.
And I love your pearls, by the way. It's beautiful. I love pearls.
Ah.
Beautiful.
Someone
What I like about these pictures is that's right. Someone called you red pearls today. This is the sharpness of the angle, right? This is got a nasal labial angle. And the nasal labial angle is critical for beauty.
Yeah.
Okay? And yours is sharper. Okay, it's a bit more sharper. And it's less obvious here. See that line comes in?
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't sort of get more pronounced.
Yeah.
It's more pronounced, it's less pronounced there.
Yeah.
And next 6 weeks you will see change. Your face will expand or improve.
See, they're the things
See,
that you
here.
don't know,
That's
but
right.
you know when you're doing it
You're
because.
changing whole facial profile. And to me, that's the most, because I can see the changes, and I think it's so good. So good. Let's go next one. So this is when you first see a long time ago.
See, that's the side that I was telling you.
Yeah, a long time ago. And that was about, what, 7 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, 7, 8 weeks ago. All right, and that's the same thing. It's a change.
Oh
I mean, look at this. And you took this photo without realizing it was from. See, that was their present. It got worse with time.
Yeah.
So with time, and you know, that's chronology. It gets worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you manage to improve that by bringing this down into the outfit. So this is less obvious, and then with home exercise, you realize you can actually bring this up.
How beautiful is that?
That's really beautiful.
You know, you have little favorites.
Yes, I know.
My
And you know
favourite
the
teeth,
gum
I don't know.
healing, yeah, it's also
No,
well done.
I love, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry did a great job there.
You did a fantastic job, fantastic.
I was
You look
really
so good.
worried about the colour.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was another thing that
Yeah.
I thought, you know, because you've lived with your own teeth for such a long time, ugly, you know.
Look, from the colour point of view, the most difficult person I have to deal with has been my wife, Linda. You know, she's complex. And, but she did very well.
Yeah.
You've seen the teeth.
Oh,
I said to Harry, we can fix my wife's teeth, we can fix anyone's teeth. No.
no, that's right, exactly. And I hear she likes mine.
She loved your smile.
Hey,
Linda loved
Linda.
your smile. She loved your smile. I mean, she's one of those, she's very much into a natural look. Doesn't like the fake look, you know.
Maybe we should give that picture to Gerard.
Yes, you want to do that?
I would,
Let's do that.
actually.
Yeah.
See what you can do with that.
I'll do that, that's fine.
Oh my God, can you
Let's do
imagine?
that, yeah.
Please,
Yeah,
ask
I'll
him.
do that, I'll ask him.
Yes, I was going to give you Bella's, but do mine.
This is the diagnostics. Now look at the diagnostics, how we improved on before. See this diagnostics.
But
See the difference.
just on that,
Yeah.
I mean, really, you're having your teeth done, right? No one really, I think, realises that you can go out looking like this.
No,
To
exactly.
be honest with you, when we did this, I was so happy with it that I wanted to go home looking exactly like this. Like,
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like, I would have been happy to keep that, and then you gave me this.
and that's
I
so
mean,
close.
come on.
And that's right. See, we put the teeth in the right position, the arch.
No,
And
that's
then Harry
right.
was able to make it look
I
perfect.
know.
And that's the key. Is the key.
But level of expectation, imagine when you look at yourself, and I remember looking at myself when we first did that, and I thought, oh, I love it, it's so nice.
Looks so good, doesn't it?
And then to end up with that, it's just,
It's amazing. Look, I know we did the work,
yeah.
but when we look at the result, I'm looking at you now. Anyone would look at this video and say, how beautiful it looks. Seriously. You got an next one? Now look at the facial profile. Before and after.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You tell me. See
I
what
should
I'm
make my nose look smaller, is
Well,
that
your nose is
possible?
sharp. It's sharp.
Yes.
I mean, women kill them with a nose like this. You can
Actually,
put that
yes,
nice in there.
so it's-
Yeah. You didn't know what I was taking. You had no idea.
No,
what
I
was taking.
didn't. No, I know
I mean-
that you said
Yeah.
that that would happen.
And can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you see that? Can you see that? That
Yes.
feels it's so
And that's all from your teeth.
see. Brain likes what it sees. And the brain will rejig the whole muscle of the face. And to me, I love all that. I love all that. You know, okay, the only thing is a slight change in hairstyle, but that's
To be honest, not really. I mean, from a woman's point of view,
Yeah.
looking at that, I don't really, you're quite right. I look more at how the
you
nails.
look fresh and you're beautiful. It's like, you know, it's like 5 years minimum. You know, 5 years. Look at that. I mean, how many surgical procedures one has to go to look, you know, like that? That makes sense? Yeah. How many surgical procedures? That's
So
good.
in the video that I sent it to you,
So when we look back,
crossbite,
when we look back,
as in your
how many surgical procedures one has to go to look like
top with the
this?
top teeth, outside.
Facial surgery, general aesthetic, this and that, and still you will have the same effect. Dentistry,
Yeah,
Dentistry,
so
the best
yours, it's the other way
facelift.
around.
Oh, dear.
So I call
facelift that you can possibly have. I think in dentistry you have the best facelift.
outside.
Do you know that, amazingly enough, the initial goal was to obviously, you know, better my smile, which
Right.
you've done amazingly. These are the things
They are moving outwards, not
that I didn't even
forward,
realise would be
outwards at the
achieved.
back.
Yeah,
So, to end up with a better profile,
Yes, I'm moving towards your cheek.
I think you're right, it is the level of confidence.
it is. It's
Because
makes
you're
it
not
easy.
frightened of smiling, you're not frightened of showing your teeth, and therefore your level of confidence
It increases immensely,
increases
immensely.
yeah.
I've got a close-up shot for you.
Oh, you see what I mean?
Can
And
you
no
see that
amount
quick?
of cleaning
I'll just
would,
move back, yeah.
sure, no amount of cleaning would,
Yeah, That's
Did you
it.
see that? Yeah?
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. I mean, you couldn't do anything about that. And
Actually, they looked like,
I'll send you a copy of the video.
like I said before,
About,
a person who's
yeah, of
aging.
course I can. I'll send it to you.
You
Right?
know.
This one now.
Watch it. Then
I
you can watch
know,
it.
see? That's
It's
the
easy
mouth
for
of an
me
older
to,
woman. And
So we always look like this. I can tell
no,
you.
just ignore the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
part.
Let's go
Ignore
next
the
one.
top
Let's go
part.
next one. But a lot of change. See how the way we
Oh.
build, see the way we build the teeth, the next to the teeth. So it lifts the lips up. You see that?
Yes,
The next
yes,
position.
yes.
Okay. How do we remove this little dark area? That was a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
And the build up. And the gums are still healing, by the way. But the position we gave to the teeth give you a bit more fuller look, and yet within a facial frame, and within the actual anatomy and functional, the neuromuscular job. Let's go next one. Or you can do this one.
Did you get it?
Huh?
Gosh, I knew you'd taken a lot of photos, but I didn't realise. That's excellent.
You like
I'm glad now that you did that. That's really good.
Looks so good.
Next week,
It's one of my
Well,
favorite
you
photos.
know what, you sort of forget.
See, this look,
Sometimes you forget.
this look reminds me of, you have no, look, you had no facial procedures done, have you?
No.
You had no facial, okay, now, you know those Raquel Welch look back in the 70s or that on the front cover of the magazines, this look, you know, I just love that look. This is one of my favorite shots. It looks so good, you know, it looks so good. Looks so good. Just love it. Look at the anatomy of the teeth, you know, how we build them up, how we create that special effects. It takes time. Takes time. And you know, how do you become, and this is an art, you know, this is real art.
Actually, that looks very parrot, like, you know, where it comes in like that.
You know, sometimes I can tell who does what by looking at what the work has been done. Yeah, I'm gonna see. But to me, I love all the anatomy there, all the little things that are present. And that makes me mistakes. Okay, the next one. And you can see that's the diagnosis, initial presentation. Here's your final. Tells you the story.
Oh, gosh, sure does.
Tells you the story. Tells you the story. And then the next one, you can see we went from, that's on my favorite. A really nice story. I love that. That is so good. And look at you. It's a good shot. This is better shot than a studio shot. Yvette, what do you think?
Looks amazing.
You better say that, you better.
Look at that shot. I love that. I really do. What about this one? To me, it's one of my favorites. You see, you don't see what I see.
Symmetrical smile, isn't
Love
it?
it. It's just so good. It tells so much story. It tells about a person, it tells about the smile, personal confidence. It's life, you know, I shoot one of those. I do a lot of photography. You're so good at it, like I tell you, you're a good model. Good model. And I think you never had a chance to do this photos.
I love it. No, I get it. I love everything. I love it.
It's
Every
so
photo.
good.
I'm so glad you took before and afters now. You know, it's something that I think you might share it with my dentist, I can tell you that. And I've never had, I don't think I've ever had a photo taken. When I've been at a clinic, at a
Did you expect
practice.
this? Did you expect this?
No, I mean, I didn't expect, I expected good results.
But didn't expect the aesthetic effect.
I didn't expect all the other benefits that came with it.
That's right.
You know, the change in the shape of the lips, the profile, I didn't. Thank you. You're not going to
Meet your expectations.
Yes, no, it's lovely. I think it's beautiful.
So you will meet your expectations.
Pardon?
You will meet your expectations. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Pleasure was mine.
Oh, to be continued. I'm sure I can find more teeth somewhere to be done. I want to go through it again.